What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so if you guys want to stay tuned for that, we'll watch the video first and I'll give my thoughts and opinions at the end of it. Let's get into it.
Sorry.
What do you got for me?
Okay, well, first of all, I love your channel. I think you do great work. I more want to know what you
Okay.
would advise for like a early 20s. Yes, I know sometimes you don't like the early 20s women, but what you would advise for someone who has seen the struggle and doesn't want to replicate that. I didn't go to school for my degree. I work in social media marketing, but there's nothing like super stability about that, and I more want to be taken care of. So I do the necessary things, compatible and sweet and all those things. I want to know more like, I mean, in COVID, you can't really do much, but like, what do you recommend?
Okay, I'm not sure on the question because first you said something about being early 20s and that I don't like it or what?
Well, I mean, typically the younger the girl, the more you kind of like are like, all right, girl.
It depends on what she's saying.
Well, I'm saying, what
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
advise for
Hold on.
a
Well, I need to respond to that because I can't just leave that out there. When a young woman's coming in giving her opinion, that's
Mhm.
fine. But when she starts giving advice, I have to balance that out against her lived experience and her knowledge. So you can have an opinion, but when you give advice, it needs to be against something that's credible. That's when I tend to
Okay,
brush it
sorry
off.
about that.
All right,
That was
so
definitely
you're young, you're younger, and you want what do you want?
I want your advice on what you think I should do to get the lifestyle I want.
I don't know what lifestyle you want, so let's start there. How old are you?
23.
And what do you want to be married?
Yes.
You want children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Two. You know what comes next? Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with the first child?
I would not like to pay significant bills.
All right. And do you live in the northeast, south, or west of the country?
Right now, I live in the West, but I'm from the South. That's probably where I'd go back to.
Okay. Um, so how much would a man need to take? How much would a man need to make to fund the kind of lifestyle that you and your two children? How much would he need to make annually to provide the kind of lifestyle you want?
I would like minimum 300,000 a year.
300, and that's like Atlanta dollars. Okay. So what kind of men make that kind of money? What do they do? Just some
Um,
professions.
Athletes, CEOs, doctors, lawyers.
Okay. Athletes. Let me go ahead and turn this. Athletes, CEOs of what?
Um, I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Well, see, that's part of the problem, right?
Hmm.
Because you can identify what you want, but when I'm starting to ask you to fill it out,
Hmm.
it starts to get vague. What are
Well,
some
yeah,
of
I,
the, what are
I
some
don't
of
have.
the give me some what are some jobs that you think? Well, how about this? At what age do you think a man starts making around $300,000 or more?
30.
30. All right.
Yeah.
What's the oldest man you've ever dated?
Um, Early 30s,
What early 30s meaning 31 or what?
like 35.
All right. So, number one, and what percentage of men earn $300,000 or more in this country?
I'm not sure of the number.
Less than 5%.
Okay.
So it sounds to me that you really don't have a firm grasp on reality of men and earning in this country. Because the first thing that came out of your mouth is athletes. That's concerning to me.
Well, I didn't mean if they were, husband material.
But when I asked you, but it's still concerning. Uh, and then CEOs. See, you have to understand what it is you want and the reality of getting it. You
Mm.
want an exceedingly small group of men,
Mhm.
and and men don't start earning that kind of money until their late 30s. Between 45 and 55 is when men earn that kind of money, not early 30s.
Okay.
So would you want to be married to a man who's 45?
Preferably no. We probably would clash.
Why?
We have different interests.
What do you mean?
I feel like he probably would be a little bit further progressed than me, and we wouldn't be able to see eye to eye on things.
What does he need to see eye to eye with you on?
Say that one more time.
What does he need to see eye to eye with you on?
I mean, let me rephrase that. I feel like we probably wouldn't have that much chemistry because I have talked to guys around that age, and I feel like um, we just don't have as much chemistry.
I don't care about
Like
chemistry.
I have to put certain parts of myself away to be more
Ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about. Chemistry, what does that mean?
like I don't know, just the younger. I have to be more mature and more like less youthful. Does that make sense?
Nope.
Well then I don't know how to word it. I could do it, but I would feel like I would be less of myself, less youthful, less.
I gotta be really direct with you then.
Go ahead.
Then date men, then you don't want to look, sweetheart.
Go ahead. Tell me.
You're not the asset. He is.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you guys want it all. You want chemistry and love and connection. When you want a man who's making $300,000 a year, so you don't have to work, I got news for you. You are going to have to get on his program. So if you got to put up the whatever the youthful stuff is, that's the cost of entry to get a man who's earning that kind of money. If not, go deal with a guy who's 26 years old or 27 years old making $50,000, $70,000 a year, and you got to work.
Okay.
Because what I'm hearing from you is you don't seem to understand. Number one of the problems in our community is we prize youth. Black people value and prize youth. When I say dating older, in our community, it's like a taboo. In other communities, it makes perfect sense, especially if you want a higher standard of living. You have to marry a man who is earning that. Look at your president. How many years older is he than his wife?
Are you asking me?
Huh?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Donald Trump is about how old do you think his wife is?
I don't know, 40, 50?
She's not 74. And that's the point.
Okay.
So
what do you recommend I do?
I don't think you're gonna. How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
157.
All right. I don't think you'd be really cut out for the kind of man you're talking about.
Why?
Because one, you're going to have to get on his program. He's not going to get on yours. Chemistry, all these other kind of things, that's love talk. That's for young people. That's not for women who want to be, huh?
No, I'm listening. Go ahead, sir.
You want physical shit, and you can have that, but it's gonna be struggle love. You want to be taken care of. You want to be taken care of. Then that means a man who's making that kind of money, he's gonna have to be at a certain place in his life. And here's the thing: what is he gonna need from you? And it sounds like you said you're gonna clash, and I'm gonna tell you why you clash, because you wouldn't know how to serve a man at that level. Have you ever served a man?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Where?
I mean, I'm from the South, so we kind of
I don't know, ma'am. I don't know. I'm just, as a 23, what's your longest relationship?
Year and a half.
How old was he?
You're not gonna like it. He was young. He was my age. It was years ago.
Okay. And how long ago? Years ago, ma'am? You're 23.
It was when I was 20, but I haven't dated anyone my age since I was 20.
Why? Okay. Why not?
Because I want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I was more asking if, like,
I
I
mean,
could have someone that I enjoy spending time with.
I
I
don't.
don't have to
Okay,
put
but what I'm trying to explain to you is,
yes, sir.
I, your mindset
What?
seems to be set up incorrectly. Okay,
Okay.
it's not about what you want. It's what
Okay.
value can you deliver to a man who's in the top 5% of earners. You're competing
Okay.
with the women around him. That's what
Mm.
you're competing with. You're competing with women who are already, you're competing with all the women who don't want to work. What are you bringing to the table at 20 that's different than those women? And so
Okay.
when I hear, talk about chemistry and uh, things you'd have to sacrifice, you're already in the, dating a guy at that age is one thing. Yeah, guys will date you, the
Mhm.
possibility of sex, but marrying you now, because it doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like you're really in it for anything other than what you want. You want to be taken care of. Okay, what is he gonna get for taking care of you?
What
What is
should
he
he
gonna?
get?
Hmm?
I mean, the
What
agreeableness, right? That's what you always say. The agreeableness and the
agreeableness is standard
fit,
though.
fitness.
Okay, agreeableness is standard.
Okay.
The so sex is standard. Children standard.
Hmm.
Agreeableness is standard.
Hmm.
What is he going to get special about you that he cannot get from the dozens and hundreds of women who want a man on his level?
I don't know. We probably all are competing in the same way,
Exactly, which is why your mind isn't set up in the
which
right
is
way.
why I
So,
gotta settle for some things.
well, it's not settled. It's just you don't see. I need you guys to take this word settle out. This settle word is bothering you. You don't qualify for anything better. It's just like saying I settled to go to, University of Georgia when you wanted to go to Ivy League, but you didn't have Ivy League grades or Ivy League SATs. You didn't settle. You got them where you could get. And at 23, the kind of women who get a man, and do you care what race he is?
No, no, sir.
All right. So you said you dated a man who was older and you guys clashed.
No, we didn't clash. I just knew I had to be less of myself.
And what does that mean?
Like, he was a white guy, so,
Okay.
like, there were certain things I wouldn't talk about, certain
But
ways I wouldn't talk, like, certain
ma-
jokes I wouldn't make,
I
like
don't know what
like,
that
again, it's the
means.
childish things, like, I don't know,
Sir,
I'm more of, like, a funny, charismatic type, so I felt like I had to
okay.
limit
Well, you had to be a grown up.
that. Yes,
Welcome to the world.
but I feel like I would have a more enjoyable time in the company of someone more like me. Is that wrong to, like, want someone of a high status who's, like, I can enjoy
No.
their company more?
Okay. Okay. You want it all. Listen to me very carefully. You cannot
How
have it
is that
all.
all? That's like a
All right.
simple thing, no?
No, it's okay. But you want him to make $300,000 a year. Pay attention. The man who's making that kind of money is working 12, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. He's a serious man. He's
Mhm,
ambitious. He's driven. And a wife is going to be, I don't think you ladies understand what it takes for a man to be at that level. And what you're saying is you couldn't be youth. That's exactly why, man. You are not ready. You're not really cut out for a man at that level. He's a
mhm,
serious man and he doesn't need a 23-year-old girl. He needs a
mhm.
woman. That's not an offense, but where are your woman skills?
Okay, I understand.
Do you?
Yes, sir.
What are your woman skills? How can you help a man who's 40?
Well, I guess being a helpmate, biblical terms, supporting, um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And
The
that's
the
why
the
and
support, the
this
second
and the reason I
the
ask these
second
hard questions is because women, young ladies like yourself,
uh-huh.
to overlook the men that really would be a good fit for you emotionally
Uh-huh.
because you're looking for a money outcome. Ma'am,
Who do you think would be a fit for me emotionally?
uh look, yeah, I'm not done with this part of it. because
Okay.
here's the reason I'm about done with it, because I 72% of women in this country, mothers, have to work full or part time.
Mhm.
I don't know why so many black women don't want to work. And then you deliver nothing of value that's special.
Tell me what I need to deliver, and it'll be done.
All right. Destiny. Uh,
Hello, Kevin.
hello. I'm just. Oof. You will never work with a man like myself or a man on my level. You no way. I mean, let me do this real quick. Look,
Take your time.
hold on. Let me just tell you, you're cute, and you're probably
Mhm.
used to getting by on your looks, but that ain't special, sweetheart.
Okay.
And you cannot step to a man who's got his shit together, who's going somewhere in life, thinking you're the prize.
Okay.
Your attitude is wrong, and you're looking for a quick fix. Deal with men on your emotional level, because you're not a woman. You're still in the girl phase. Girls need boys. Women need men. That's why I tried to
Okay.
cut it down, because even the way you're asking questions is out of line. And I'm trying not to check you because you're young. You're out of line for what it is you want. You don't qualify for it. If you didn't look the way you thought, where you look, and you wouldn't be asking for what you're asking for. You'd be asking for a regular guy.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
You're still going. Go ahead, Destiny. You can ask a question so
Okay.
I can be done with it. Go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead, young lady. Ask your question, and I'll
Okay.
get under Destiny. Go ahead.
I don't want to be a little girl who needs a little boy. What do you recommend I do to qualify for the men that I want?
This is where the school's going to come into play. You guys are going to have to learn how to do all this stuff, because unfortunately you didn't learn when you were at home in the community. You didn't learn it. So I don't begrudge you, but where'd you go to college?
Didn't go.
You didn't go?
No, sir.
All right. Well, so you graduated high school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you live?
I live in Los Angeles.
With who? Do you live by yourself?
Yes, sir.
Who you live with?
By myself.
All right. You don't have to go to school for it, because I don't know, you didn't learn it, and I can't, and I don't want to get too much further into it. If you didn't go to college, that's a whole range of people around your age and dating that you missed out on. So going straight from high school, it's going to be really hard for a high school, and I mean, and so it's going to be real hard for a high school graduate to be talking about a man in the top 5% of earners.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff, and if you want that, I don't know why you want it, other than the fact is you don't want to work, but you don't get it just because you want it. You have to earn it and deserve it before you get it.
I'm going to college.
All right.
Yeah, wow. This episode was pretty crazy. One thing that I've noticed in this interaction was this woman lacks a lot of exuberance. Like, it's almost like she's very monotone, lacks exuberance, doesn't really have the spark or the curiosity for life. And that's saying something, because she's trying to get these outcomes, but it's like her soul is empty. There's no excitement. Like, I'm not saying she has to be excited, but it sounds like there's nothing good going on there. Like, if a man was to bring her around, it's the woman with the stuck up face, the attitude, talking in a monotone voice. And it's like, well, you ask her a question and it's one word answers. There's no spark. There's no excitement. But let's speak about this point right here. This woman said that she was with a white man before and she couldn't really be herself. She had to damn near be different. And what is funny to me is all my white viewers out there that watch this channel. Obviously, when it comes to this content, it doesn't matter what race you are. We all experience some of the same things, right? But this is just a perfect example of when the black woman dates a white man and completely changes herself. But when it comes to a black man, she won't change herself. She would be exactly who she is. And that's exactly what she was saying. So I want you guys to even see that these black women will change for the other race, but won't change for their own men. And that should be something that you should be also looking out for, because what that just goes and tells you is this person is putting up a facade. This person is putting up an act. This person is literally moving different. So when they could do it, when they could tame it down at their jobs, no problem. Date outside their race, no problem. Dealing with black men, they want to be exactly themselves. And themselves could be erratic, condescending, manipulative. It could be any one of those things. But this is a good point from Kevin, though. This woman is clearly not ready to become a high value man's wife. She's not there yet. But I want to know everyone's opinions in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys comment it down below. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Turn on post notifications so you will be alerted when we upload more videos just like this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.